What's up, y'all? It's your boy Marcel. People like checking in. I got an album coming out. The name of the album is called Everything I Love. Executive produced by my man Jay Philly. And we're doing something different, man. If for people who followed me last time, when I dropped the In Search of the Black Messiah deluxe edition, I had a podcast series to where I broke down every single song, and I tried to get as many guests on as possible, what have you. So that was In Search of the Black Messiah, deconstructed, or what have you. This time we're flipping it. We're doing something a little bit different, right? I know people might get tired of me just running my mouth because I can't run my mouth all day on my own podcast or whatever. But this time, I really wanted to get people who are rocking, who support me, who are a fan of my music, to be a part of the process, right? So today, I'm gonna be interviewed on my own podcast, right? So I sent 2 different songs to 5 different people. I gave them just random songs in order or what have you, and I asked them to listen to the songs and ask me questions of what they thought about the songs. And I haven't seen the questions, so hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they ain't too terribly hard. Hopefully we get some great conversations. I got some very talented and intelligent people, you know what I'm saying, with me, so I'm pretty sure that the questions will be A1 or what have you. But I just want to do something a little different. So before we go to the first side, and begin doing the first song we'll have you that we're going to discuss today, I want to introduce my guest who's going to be interviewing me, Mr. Doc Asad. Doc Asad, tell the people about yourself.
What's going on, brother? I'm Dr. Asad, aka Lionel King. I'm a poet, program director. Well, let's say this: I was a poet before I was an academician. I did poetry in the city of New Orleans, and I guess around the country for about 15 years. And I couldn't get no money. So I said, man, I gotta get some education.
I feel that, bro. It's hard out here. It's hard out here. I feel that.
So I went and got a couple of degrees or something like that. And yeah, got a regular job and became a full-time square.
So you downplaying yourself, brother. You a whole PhD doctor out here. We definitely celebrate educated brothers, man. What do you practice?
Well, my PhD is in intercultural studies. My dissertation was on religiously integrated cognitive behavioral therapy, and it's so my work is at the intersection of cultural practices and mental health therapy. I don't know a better way.
So you a psychologist?
No, I'm not a psychologist, but I study cognitive behavioral therapy. Essentially, I study cognitive behavioral therapy from a group level analysis, understanding the influences of culture, in particular religion, on the outcomes of therapy or CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. If that makes any sense.
So do you teach?
Do I teach? No, I work in a mental health clinic.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just trying to see, like, all right, like what you do every day from 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I work in
look, I didn't even know you was a poet. I didn't know that. So like,
you didn't know?
I
came up with Donnie Rose and Mona Webb, I believe her last name was. That was the Baton Rouge crew.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I was wondering how we got connected, but Donnie Rose is definitely Kevin Bacon, and there's always degree of separation from him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now that's dope, bro. But that gives, like I said, I knew he was a PhD, and we always have like our private conversation. I knew he was a smart brother. I knew you've always kind of supported what I did, but I didn't know he was an artist as well. So that's what had a whole different level of flavor to our conversation. Yeah, 100%. I appreciate you with the introduction, man. All right, so we're gonna go to the first song. There we go. The first song is "Dreamin" by produced by Presha PobleeToe. And like I said, the interview was Doc Asad. Doc Asad, the floor is yours to ask me the question that you want to ask.
All right, so brother, before we get into Dreamin', if you don't mind, I gave you my little background. Can you tell me about your hip hop journey? I know you're from OKC, if I'm not mistaken. And
mistaken.
Huh?
No, I'm not from Oklahoma City.
Oh, you're not. You live in Oklahoma though?
I've just moved back to Oklahoma.
Okay. Well, where you from?
All right, so I'm originally from Southern Oklahoma, Auburn, Oklahoma. There's a small town about 30 miles north of the Texas border, 100 miles north of Dallas, 100 miles south of Oklahoma City. Um, so it's
Okay, so I'm sorry, I got a mistake. You from Oklahoma, but not Oklahoma City.
100%. Yeah, like almost a real small town. I ripped the thunder so hard. A lot of people think I'm from Oklahoma City, and I know most people haven't heard of Ardmore, so it happens all the time. So like to give you an example, like where I'm from, my small town, that's the equivalent of let's say if we're talking about the map, that would be like the equivalent of being like I guess you could say like Homer, like you know what I'm saying. Oklahoma City is in the middle of the state, so that's like Alexandria. You know what I'm saying? And Tulsa, where I live at now, that's in northern Oklahoma. That's like a Shreveport.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I grew up in southern Oklahoma. Now I live in northern Oklahoma.
Dig that, my brother. Well, but I know you planted your roots in Baton Rouge and kind of where you blossom. So how did that transpire? What was the development? From coming from Oklahoma and then landed in BR.
Yeah, man. So I was in the band. I was in the band in high school, and I was a lot smaller than I am now. And I played basketball, but I was still like my senior high school. I was like 6'2.5", about 240 pounds, built like a lineman or a tight end or what have you. I never played a game of tackle football in my life, right? So, but I was too slow to be. I was a weird size. You know what I'm saying? Playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? I was built like a football player, but I was athletic, but still wasn't tall enough. If I'd have been 6'5", I'd have went to somebody D2 college. You know what I'm saying? But I was 6'2" and 240. You know what I mean? So I realized I wasn't going to play college for basketball. Go to college for basketball, and I didn't want to go to some. I got one recruitment letter to the university. No, University of Texas Pan Am, JUCO, and OBU. They sent me a couple of letters to come try out or whatever, but I didn't want to go to school with a whole bunch of white folks. You know what I mean? I want to go to HBCU. HBCUs ain't necessarily looking for 6'2", 250-pound basketball players, right? So I wanted to go to the band. I wanted to be in the band. So, man, me and my pops probably spent a smooth, this is back when college applications was like $35 to $50, right? We probably spent a smooth $500 or $600 on college applications, right? Wow. My first choice was Tennessee State. I was provisionally accepted, but my GPA wasn't high enough. I applied to Southern, and they got back to me quicker. I want to say I might have came the year after Southern stopped having open enrollment. So the GPA requirements might have been like 17 or 18 back in 2002. So I came to Louisiana to visit the campus, and I don't know why it was so lit during the summertime, but it was super duper duper lit that weekend. I said, I'm going to school here. You know what I mean? So I moved to Baton Rouge to go to Southern. I ended up not being in the band, but I fell in love with Louisiana culture, and I stayed in Louisiana on and off from August of 2002 to May of 2019. You know what I'm saying? I just moved. I've been back in Oklahoma less than 3 years. So even though I was born and raised in Southern Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Marcel P. Black, the artist, was born in Baton Rouge. I didn't go by the name Marcel P. Black. So wherever I'm at, I'm always gonna rep Baton Rouge hip hop. I spent majority of my adult life, all of my adult life in Louisiana. Like, yeah, Baton Rouge will always be home. Louisiana will always be home too.
Dig that. So the first song that I had the privilege of hearing, brother, was "Dreamin." Oftentimes we, rap music, hip hop music, they often talk about women, but it's not often in the most positive lights. Every once in a while you hear a love song or some Drake stuff, but you chose to write this song specifically about your wife. So, obviously she was the motivation, but tell me why that most rappers, even those who are married, don't typically write songs dedicated to their wives. So what was the motivation?
So that album is called Everything I Love, and the album is kind of a period piece. And a lot of the reasons why this album is here is because my father passed away March of 2020, and it really like shook my whole world. Like I'm still in deep grief behind it, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still feeling the effects from it. So So this album is it begins March 19th, 2020, the day after my father passed away, and it storyline ends on January 30th, 2021, was the first day I went to my father's grave since the funeral, right? And so this album, I guess that 10 to 11-month time span, it's kind of like an audio document of everything I went through, right? And so I made this record specifically about my wife, because when I say without her, I'd have went 100% crazy. Like I've mentioned her before on songs, but of course she deserves way more than a 3-minute rap song. But like when I say my strength, my everything, just I mean, as a mother, as a friend, as a confidant, as a wife, as a lover, everything about her has like held me up through this time. And I just posted this on Facebook. Like, we got songs about bad bitches and ride or die chicks and trap queens. Like, you don't hear rappers there's several rappers who are happily married that actually rap about being married and loving being married. Of course, you got like J and B, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But even still, she came in as the cloud to his body.
True
you know what I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my wife is like I truly deeply in love with her. And I a lot of people be like, make a song for the women, and the song ends up being about twerking, which I enjoy twerking music, right? I enjoy that too, right? But it'd be like, this song is for the ladies. Girl, bend it over, let me see it. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's though I might enjoy that, as an adult, otherwise, like for me, like, I wanted to make a song specifically for my wife, but married women as well, but also married men, happily married men. Let us rep to something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we love
Right.
our
Right.
wives. Our wives are great. Like nobody, you know this, man. When late at night, when we feeling like we at the bottom of the world, you know what I'm saying? It's that woman next to us who wiping our tears when we on the pillow.
Right.
Who don't feel like getting out of bed, they bring the food to you. Who, you know what I'm saying? They see us in our dirty drawers at the worst. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely want to shout my wife.
Living the crumbs of a nick. Can we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We keeping it tall. We keeping it tall here. Yeah, but so I definitely wanted to shout her out, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, just other we us brothers, we be trying to be too tough, man. But look, I'll be 38 very soon. Like, I'm grown. I'm looking at 40. All my favorite rappers in their 40s, man. It's time that we talk about adult stuff. You know what I'm saying? My fan base is a little bit older. We got wives and kids. So,
Definitely.
young brothers still out here in the streets, they might not, they still slide the DMs. They might not relate to this. But people like us, you know what I'm saying? This is for us, man.
Dig that, man. And I'm glad you said that you made it for the husbands also, that we can have a song that we can kind of relate to, that we can say, yeah, I know this experience. I'm 42, been married 13 years. And
Right.
I met my wife. I've known my wife since I was 20 years old. So I've known my wife over half my life. So, I know exactly what you're talking about when you say that friendship stuff, that it goes beyond, I often say the most important aspect of a relationship or a long-term marriage is the friendship. You know, uh, everybody gonna gain weight. When I got married, I was about 190 pounds. I was fine. I was a hot boy in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But everybody's gonna gain weight. You're gonna get older. Slow down. But it's about having that friendship. So and I mentioned that because I it, you started off the song with an Andre 3000 uh reference. You borrowed the first, oh yes, I love it like Egyptian, one other
Mhm.
description, that
Yeah.
part. But also on that album, Outkast, they had a song called Growing Old. It may not have been that album, I may be confusing it, but Outkast did have a song called Growing Old.
Mhm.
So anyway, so what made you borrow that 3K line? So when I heard, he's my favorite rapper. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta bump this twice.
Um, just something dope to say, man. Just something dope to say. It's just the beat. And what's funny is I've been sitting on that beat for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I never really had the album to put it with. You know what I mean? Because like the direction of this album is more. You know, I'm a career conscious artist, right? And you know, my stuff is far left radical, it's militant, it's aggressive. So I haven't really had a place to put this particular record. And so I was just vibing to it, and I don't know. That just came out. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's funny because you and I have had this personal conversation talking about like you know, where our ancestry comes from. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I recently found out probably about 4 or 5 months ago. Well, probably around this time period that that at least on my maternal side, my family comes from Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? Part of the Mende tribe, right? And you and I've had this conversation about how like we romanticize like Egypt and Kemet and all this other stuff when a lot of times our ancestors were nowhere near from that part, right? And
Right.
so when I say, oh, I guess I love her like Egyptian. Wait, let me stop capping. It's West El Capitan line where our ancestors were captured, right? It was you know the
Yeah.
Africa's a European term, right? You know what I'm saying? Like they say one of the original terms for the continent was Al Capitan line or whatever. So I just thought it was I thought it was a dope way to like just kind of open up a record. But then like even though this isn't a quote unquote conscious hip hop album like I normally do, my politics are always going to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And so I just, you know, just wanted to kind of like have a dope play on an incredible opening line, one of my favorite opening lines.
Yeah, definitely phenomenal. So, what do you want the non-married people to pull from this, from the song?
When I used to go to the barbershop in Baton Rouge, it might have been one other dude that was married. Everybody was a single. And I remember going into the barbershop in 2010, going into the barbershop to get my haircut around the time of my anniversary, my 10-year anniversary. And they couldn't believe it. Like,
Did you say
man, let
around
me
your
ask you,
10-year anniversary or your 2-year anniversary?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been together for 17 years. Wait, what's 2018? Oh, Lord. We've been together for 18 years. We've been married for 11. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So, but I was in the barbershop 2020 around my 10-year anniversary. And when I said that, like, it's almost the whole barbershop stopped. And I just couldn't believe that I've been married for 10 years. Like, bro, you really look happy. You know what I'm saying? Or, it's brothers in there, our age and older, talk about why they can't never get married, or why because it's that and the third, is the sex gonna be the same, blah, 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 whatever. But it's just like, bro, I have a great time being married. Like,
Right.
like my wife and I, we started dating, and then like so it was in between my freshman and sophomore year in college, and it was in between her junior and senior high school. So we got together during the summertime, and I went back to school. And when she graduated, I was still at Southern. When she graduated high school, she went to Prairie View.
Okay.
And so we had a 6.5 year long distance relationship before she moved to Baton Rouge after she graduated college. And as soon as she moved, like she literally moved in on January 4th, 2010. And we found out she was pregnant on January 10th, 2010.
Wow.
I got married May 29th, 2010. And my daughter was born September 14th, 2010.
Wow.
So I say this because my wife, we never had the courting stage. Like the most that we would actually date, it was like summertime back in Oklahoma. We was both back home from college during the summertime, or once every month or once every 6 weeks, I'm either going to Prairie View or she's coming to Baton Rouge. So we didn't there was nothing traditional about like our relationship. And
Yeah.
like there was never a time when she lived with me when she wasn't pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? So we
Wow.
never got to go out and just like we didn't get our first proper vacation together with no kids that wasn't rap related until February 2010, right? So like, but I say that to say like I'm fine with that, right? Like we didn't get to like we've been together so long and like we went from a long distance relationship to literally being pregnant and married and having a child within 9 months. And
Yeah.
I never got to, I don't envy nobody single. You got to slide the DMs and hit people on the Cash App and Tinder. I don't know anything about that and I don't regret it one bit. And so I made this song, and I made it to be a bop too, because I want people to understand that Black love, like real, not Jay-Z, Beyonce, or Will and Jada or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like real, average, everyday Black love can be absolutely beautiful. Like my parents, God bless my father's soul. Like I was blessed to have a man who absolutely adored his wife, adored my mother. I was blessed to see my grandfather who absolutely adored his wife, my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? And so for young brothers who might not be able to relate, I don't want them to look at marriage, we in the social media era. We in the this, that, and the third era, man. I want people to see us. I want people to see Black love as cool, as hip, as fun, because it is for me. That's been my experience. Like I happily trade this woman washing my dirty drawers and wiping my tears when I cry for whoever got the most followers on the grams any day. You know what I'm saying? Like I want I want my better half with me at all times. And so just kind of just giving power to that.
So I think that's very important because you mentioned being able to watch your grandparents and their long-term relationship, their marriage, and your parents and their marriage. A lot of our people didn't grow up with that. So this type of song gives them an insight on, the alternative worldview or the alternative world experience that to what they may have had. So that's beautiful that you can present that.
It's a blessing, man. I'm thank the Most High for her, man. You know what I mean? Like just thank the Most High, man. So it's I'm excited, man. I'm actually about to release it pretty soon. Well, this is all gonna be out of order, but anyways, but this is gonna be the first song coming out from the project or whatever. Hopefully maybe by the time this comes out, people have already seen it. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but putting it out real soon, and hopefully, man, people respond to it and really dig it.
Yeah, are you thinking about shooting a video for it?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just moved up here, so I don't really know videographers yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I had a couple of shows, but I'm still meeting people or what have you. So, hey, I mean, and truth be told, I need me some money. You know what I'm saying? I just finished a summer job, and I'm about to start at a school, very soon. So I need me a paycheck or two under my belt before I really start investing in, what I'm saying, things of that nature. You know what I mean? But in the meantime, man, that's why we're here. That's why we got this type of content. That's just giving people the real about the music.
Dig that, brother. Well, I appreciate being a part of this conversation, being a part of the development of this project, man. And I look forward to when the song is released. I look forward to when it blows up and everybody's all the old niggas riding around playing Dreamin, looking at their wife,
There we go. There we go. So before we dismiss, until I see you again, man, what are some things that you love? Well, the album's called Everything I Love. What are some things that you love, brother?
Definitely, man. That's why I think Dreamin touched a special place in my heart, because I definitely love my wife. She's my best friend. She's my soulmate. She's my everything. I read a meme on Facebook that said, you can tell by how somebody feels about you, or how strongly someone loves you, by the way they wake you up. And for the last 13 years, my wife wakes up to kisses and hugs every morning. I make it when sometimes she gets up before me, and she's getting ready to leave out of the house, and I'm still getting ready for work, man. I'm running to the door. She's on her way to bring the children to school. I'm running the door, make sure she gets those hugs and kisses, because I just love her. She changed my life. If you were to examine me as a single man versus who I am now, it's night and day. She matured me in certain ways. She inspired me in certain ways. She's opened my mind up to new things. I'm a New Orleans nigga. Let's keep it 1,000. So
100%.
my whole world was like, shit, I could stay in my city for the rest of my life. I don't need to see Texas. I don't need to see Atlanta. I don't need to see none of that shit. I'm a New Orleans nigga. I can go uptown and downtown. You know what I'm saying? But
That's up.
since being married, man, I've been around the world, and she was the one who opened my eyes to like, no, let's travel, let's see other things, and it changed who I was as a person, you know. So definitely love my wife, love my children. You know, I have two sons, you know, and you know, just you're a father, you know what it's like to see your children grow up and to experience this world and have these certain desires for them to be better, to be in a better position than you were. So, you know, they're my motivation every day to wake up and go try to get some of this money, you know, and put them in a better position so that they don't have to know what struggle is. And I'm not saying that I ever really struggled. I had great parents, you know, who looked out for me. And finally, man, let me tell you, the truth is I love poetry. I'm a poet, and I mean, it's tatted on my body. I can't never not be in love with it, you know, even though I haven't participated in the open mic or performed on stages in years, in the last at least 5 or 6 years. It is still something that's in me. It's still something that I do secretly in my house, you know. And I just love the art of writing. I love the mechanics of creating a poem and creating something from nothing, and putting these thoughts down in a logical and coherent and rhythmic manner. So, you know, I understand your love for hip hop, because I think poetry is another form of hip hop, you know,
100%.
or hip hop is another form of poetry, however you want to look at that cycle, you know. So
They
definitely
they
those,
they they they,
that
def, they definitely are related, bro. They definitely are closely related.
definitely. So those three things I love, you know, and I love my faith. Definitely, I can't leave that out. I'm Muslim, so I definitely love my faith. I love the Deen. It has it has changed me in many ways. You know, used to be a pretty different person than I am now. So all of these things coming together have made me into a much better person, a much settled, more settled person, a more uh what's the language I'm looking for? I've reached my homeostasis, you know. I've reached a
Mm,
certain level where I found balance, you know. So yeah, those are things I love.
100%, man. That's Doc Asad. Uh, yeah. So until next time, good brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Indeed, indeed. Oh, for people out there, you know what I mean? Album drops Tuesday, September 14th on MarcelPeopleAct.bandcamp.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Marcel People Act, Instagram, Marcel People Act, Facebook, Marcel People Act. Also, always catch me on MarcelPeopleAct.com. As some of the good brothers say in Egypt, Allah Mahabe. And I always end it with freedom.